Hello everybody, and welcome back to Battlefleet Gothic Armada, where you'll find me slightly disgruntled this morning. Well, it's actually afternoon, but whatever. It'll be uploaded. Shut up. Back to the video. Right, so I actually have been having quite a lot of problems recording in Battlefleet Gothic Armada lately. Fraps has been unable to record in it at all. It's been pissing me off because it's not the only game that did it, and I actually just finished editing a rant video explaining exactly why, these modern, later games have been dissing and ditching fraps, and how it's been pissing me off because now I have to get new recording software, and it was a whole episode. But now, I fired up fraps and Battlefleet Gothic this afternoon to see if maybe, the miracles happened and it works, and it turns out it does. Since 4 days ago, apparently. 4 days ago, I got... so recently I've been unable to record this in Battlefleet Gothic Armada with fraps. It's been throwing up bullshit excuses, and it's generally been pissing me off. Today, although I get the same bullshit excuse, please use Microsoft Expression Encoder to capture instead of fraps, it works. So I don't even know what is real anymore, and I'm just going to eat my garlic bread and play Battlefleet Gothic Armada and hope that this fucking isn't a glitch and I'm not, unable to record again tomorrow. So yes, I was going to do an introductory video to the Tau. Last week when I was having this bullshit problems, I named my commander Fat Tau. It was really hilarious and it was stupid, and I was going to share my first impressions of the Tau. But now, thanks to the fact that the Battlefleet Gothic Armada refused to let fraps record in it, and fraps was being weird, you missed that. So instead, we're just going to play as the Tau. I hope you're happy. Oh well. Oh yes, I should probably mention, hello again, audience people. Sorry I haven't been recording the last week. I've been quite sick. I got a nasty case of the flu thing. I lost my voice. It was a whole thing. I thought I was better on Friday, but it just ended up being worse on Saturday. And it just, everything just sort of buggered up, really. So I apologize about that. But I'm back now, and I will try and make up for the shortfalls and do a few extra videos this week just for you guys. So yes, this is the Tau. I'm not the biggest fan at the moment, I'll be honest. I have only played them up to level 2, but I don't know, it seems wrong to me. They seem overpowered when I'm fighting them, and underpowered when I'm playing as them. So maybe I'm just shit, but we'll see. Right. So yes, the Tau Empire. Never been a big fan of the Tau personally. I think they're naive and bland and, not terribly exciting. It's not because they're weeaboo space communists, even though they are. It's just because I don't find them that interesting personally. Although I do like the idea of every ship they get automatically gets escorts for them. That I find quite interesting, and it means that the Tau get lots of numbers for little points, because their ships are bloody expensive. Space Marine ships and Chaos ships are nowhere near as expensive as this. My level 10 Chaos cruiser with fucking full lance batteries, demonic possession and stuff is only 111 points, but no matter. Right, we'll go for 2 ships and see how many escorts we get. Fighting Space Marines, so that's a boarding faction. They don't have that. They have good armor, but not much health. So we should see how our railguns do. Although personally, I'll just explain a few little things that I find interesting. Personally, I'm not a fan of the gravitic jump. I appreciate that they have to keep it kind of the game balanced for it, but my understanding of the Tau was that they had no FTL travel. They flew in massive fucking ships, and they kind of journeyed the traditional way, system to system, taking decades to do so. But now these gravitonic jumps and microgravitic jumps just seems wrong to me, personally, I think if a Tau Fleet ship wanted to get away in this game, you would have to go off a board edge. You'd have to, like, I don't know, select escape, and it would automatically guide you to the end of the board, and you'd get off the battlefield that way. But now, with the gravitic jumps, it makes you the same as everyone else, but it takes away from the Tau's unique sort of non-warp travel philosophy. So that kind of pissed up my pipe a little bit when I was first playing these. Also, these Seeker missiles piss me off, because whenever I'm playing as fucking Space Marines or any other faction, I suddenly look over and see fucking 20 swarms of rockets flying at me that I can't do shit about. But, you know, whatever. We'll go Montcalm because we're fighting Space Marines. Oh, I don't get any escorts. Interesting. Okay. The lack of a teleportation thing, I think that's good. I like that. That's kind of fitting in with the theme. It means Tau more rely on boarding, but I don't think the Tau should be, boarders anyway. They have shitloads of heavy firepower, which I'm not fits in with the theme, but I think their railguns are massively overpowered. But, it's just me. But overall, it seems alright. Better glare on the TV. On the computer. God, you can tell I've been sick these last few days since I have no bloody logic left in me. But yeah, I don't know. Also, the Tau ship seems slow and ponderous and unresponsive, which is good for fitting in with their, these ships are designed to go through normal space. They're not warped ships. They're not, able to do stuff like that. But even so, it makes them very, I don't know, it makes them feel ponderous, if that's the correct terminology to use. But yeah. Well, good thing you can't use Seeker missiles on anyone you haven't identified, because that would be incredibly unfair. But considering if you just launch out an auger probe, see an enemy ship, and then launch Seeker missiles at it, even if your auger probe detects them like here, and you're here, it's still perfectly fine. But whatever. Right. Now, let's sort of look at this. One little volley has already destroyed this ship's shields, and you've already got it down to half health, and it's already hull breached, and the second volley will leave it destroyed. Look at that. I'm sorry, but that is, even though that the AI Space Marine player is dumb, that is just OP and bullshit in my personal opinion. It's just, I'm sorry, I don't think of Tau ships as strong. Maybe it's my internal prejudices against the Tau because I don't like them, but the Tau fleet seems so OP, it's unfucking fair. I had as I said, in my Chaos fleet, I have like my level 10 battleship was fucking destroyed by 2 standard cruisers because they just kept fucking going out of its range and blasting it with railguns, and I couldn't fight back. And this Vanguard cruiser, look how its shields have already gone. And my ship has only got, look at that, because thanks to auto repair, my ship has only lost 1 bar. It's incredibly OP in my opinion, and it's just not that fun. I mean, seriously, I'd fear what playing online against Tau would be like. You'd probably have people trying to freaking murder the Tau players through the internet connection. But look at this. This is a Space Marine ship. This ship should be putting up a fair fight. Now, I agree that it's the easy AI and they don't really know to get close, use teleportation actions or anything like that, but I've lost no ships. Yeah, my first impression of the Tau is they're too OP and they're just, it's not funny. Really. I used to complain and bitch about the Orc ships being OP, but they're got nothing compared to the Tau. Forgive me, but is there maybe some prejudice? Maybe the developers are secretly Tau players and just want to enforce that on everyone else? No different from the Dawn of War shit, where the guys in charge of that were Eldar players and enforced their love of the Eldar and everyone else by making them the most OP faction. Although I think Sisters of Battle probably, in Soulstorm, really fights them for that OP award. I mean, I played the shit out of Sisters of Battle in Soulstorm, and even I think that the Sisters are fucking OP. But anyway. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not a Tau player. Maybe I'm ill-informed. But I'm just not the biggest fan of these guys at the moment. I haven't unlocked all of their stuff yet, because naturally, as you said, I'm only level 2. But I don't know. It just seems a bit sort of to me. What have we got? Emergency repairs. See, Lost in Deep Space and the Gravitic Jump. See, it just doesn't make sense. None of that from a lore standpoint makes any sense. Ethereal, that makes sense. Earthcast Engineer, fine. MV7 Marker Drones, fine. Fire Warriors, fine. Technical Drones, fine. And Aircast, that's perfectly fine. But it just, yeah, I don't know. Marker lights. Oh, good old marker lights back in the day. Recruit contingent. Revealed at least once. Huh. Energy shield. Manta bomber also deals a boarding action. That might be interesting. I don't know. Also, I find it interesting the class system. Additional 3k range, that's pretty OP. Deals 1 damage every 3 seconds and per defensive turret to enemy ships in the defensive turret's range. Damage is mitigated by the enemy ship's armor. All ion cannons are increased. See, this seems just a bit sort of... Railguns increased to 3,000 units. That's exactly what railguns need. Fucking speed increased. Range increased. I don't know, maybe... Yeah, I'm not feeling these guys somehow. We'll give it another battle. Maybe I'll try a different tact and see if this connects. But, I don't know, I just don't feel very into the Tau. I mean, all of the factions I can get into a bit. I mean, my Eldar fleet's level 6. Although I hated the Orc fleet initially, I've kind of warmed to them, and my Orc fleet's about level 5. I mastered a level 8 Blood Angels fleet. I've mastered a level... let's just try... I don't know, level 1 and a level 2 ship. I've tried... I tried Orcs. My Blood Angels fleet's level 8. My Imperial Navy fleet's level 8. Even my Chaos fleet. You know, the evil traitor, heretic, scum, burn in the warp forever, yada 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 people, is level 8. But it just seems a bit sort of, to me. Also, interesting you get, I don't know if it's certain marks of ships, or what it is that you get, you automatically get generated these, your side batteries. You automatically get generated these, cruisers. Originally I thought it was because the Tau ships would be underpowered, and you'd have to use numbers to get sort of an advantage on enemies. Like, every ship generates these 2 cruisers, so suddenly you'd have, even though the Space Marine ships or the Chaos ships would be better class, better armored, you'd suddenly have, 6 ships right here and now to deal with these enemies. But it doesn't. And honestly, it doesn't. It seems like that the Tau ships are very expensive, but they make up for the expense by being incredibly overpowered to the point of being a bit unfair. So, I don't know. I don't know. Disruption bomb. I do appreciate that there's some effort that has gone into the lore by, changing it to gravitic jump, so they at least acknowledge that the Tau can't have warp travel, the no teleportation, the simple, manta bombers. It's nice that they've actually acknowledged that, and it's nice that they acknowledge that the Tau ships are, not warp capable, but they just seem incredibly OP. And I'm not a fan of the Tau design generally, But I can't blame the developers for that. I just blame Games Workshop for that. Like I blame them for a lot of things. I think the list of shit I blame Games Workshop for is pretty high. The ruining of the Horus Heresy book, Age of Scudma. I think the list goes on, actually. But anyway, we're not here to bitch about that. We're here to fight the Space Marines. And I'm guessing that they'll have one Vanguard cruiser and 3 escorts. And they'll all rush in one at a time, and that they will be destroyed by my superior firepower of my OP railguns. How much money do we want to bet? Damage 4, number of attacks 2. Damage 4, attacks 1. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at this. Look at that. That was a fully intact ship, and it is freaking... The first volley cuts its shields to nothing, takes it down to a quarter health. And now the second volley will fucking obliterate it. Thank heavens, oh no, an assault boat success. The only chance that a Space Marine player has of dealing damage to a Tau fleet. Look at that, it's immediately gone. And I'm immediately healing all damage that it ever did. And thanks to the fact I chose the Montcar command post thing, all their boarding actions are crippled. Which means, wow, your only actions are gone. And look at this, this Vanguard ship has already lost all of its shields, 2 escorts are already dead. This is going to be my last thing as the round as the Tau, because I'll be honest, they're overpowered. I don't like them from a fluff and from the gameplay standpoint, and I'd rather not risk attracting the wrath of Tau players by shitting on them any more than I am. So I'll just say I'm sorry, but I know if you like the Tau, then go ahead. You know, this fleet is probably a really accurate representation to you. You love how overpowered their railguns are, just like it is in, you know, the actual crunch, because I do know a little bit about the crunch. You know, congratulations. You know, I hope you enjoy these guys. But for me personally, it's just wrong. Look at that. That Vanguard cruiser did nothing to my fleet. Nothing. This is just wrong. So I'm going to swap over to a different fleet and maybe fight against them and see if I can beat these assholes. And I will catch you all again in about 5 minutes in a different Battlefleet Gothic